Like, what can I
Now what?
do? Now what? Go meditate for 10 minutes a day? Like, that's not only going to do it, like,
Yeah.
so I feel like, and when it was me and, I got that diagnosis, I felt like, just that validation of my symptoms, because up until then I thought it was all in my head. And, just for her to tell me, I like sat there and cried. I'm like, you are telling me that I can actually feel better and I don't need prescription medication to do it. And, at this point I was rock bottom. So I was willing to take as long as it was going to take me to feel better and to do whatever I had to do as far as lifestyle changes. And, I would say probably, I was just talking on another podcast myself. I was probably a solid year before I kind of got back to like baseline, and I
Mhm.
didn't start exercising right away. For me, it was, a solid 5 months before I woke up one day and said, I feel like I can actually move my body and exercise, So like, and I know we're going to talk about different types, but for
Yeah.
me, it was just little baby steps and, not, and having grace on myself every single day. And, so I'm here to help talk about this, and like it is real, and that's why I'm such a proponent of talking about it, because so many women are out there, and that's why I went into functional medicine. Like, so many women are out there thinking it's all in their head and being told that this is normal. It is not normal. And when I'm laying in bed with kids down the hall thinking of no longer living, taking
No,
my
it's
life, like
so
how many
scary.
other women are out there thinking of that,
And it's
so
not
I'm
just aging either. Like they say, a lot of times they'll just say, yeah, like kind of dismiss it. It's stress, it's getting
Mhm.
older, it's normal. Okay, it becomes normalized because so many of us are experiencing it. But that doesn't mean that's the way it's supposed to be and that there's no answers. And so to know, wow, like the adrenal glands need attention and it's not, it's not going to happen in the conventional medical system at this point in time. It's going to be where we have to kind of say, like you did, you're like, I'm going to find a practitioner who understands this and who can do the right testing to
Mhm.
identify it and address it. And it's,
Mhm.
and just, sometimes we do have to get to our the wits end, right? We have to just be
Mhm.
like, I can't go another day like this. I
Mhm.
have to find an answer, and that's when we finally, I mean, but I would love if I can help everyone choose it sooner, right? Like we
Mhm.
tend to, that's the thing, we there's this so much of a societal norm that we think we're supposed to be able to keep up. Believe
Mhm.
me, when I was burned out and getting migraines, I didn't tell anybody. I was ashamed. I thought
Mhm.
I'm supposed to be able to handle this. I'm supposed to be able to feel good and do all this stuff and not be tired and getting migraines. And so I didn't tell anyone. And I think there's, like you're saying, there's so many women who are and men who are silently suffering out there
Mhm.
because they think there's something wrong with me. I don't have any other option. And I think that's why suicide rates are actually increasing
Mhm.
because we do feel so isolated and ashamed that we're not keeping up with stress when actually what I like to point out and I point out in the book is we're human
Mhm.
and humans are affected by stress. Like this is actually makes sense that we need our stress response, but
Mhm.
when we're under constant stress without enough stress support to recover, it's gonna start affecting us. It's gonna start showing up somehow, some way, whether it's hormone imbalance or digestive symptoms or recurrent infections or autoimmunity or anxiety and depression. It's gonna start, though, to me, those are the signals from within our body, the alarm signals going off saying, stress is here, stress is here. But instead of the goal, here's what I always like to clarify, Renee, is the goal is not to have zero stress.
Mhm.
Like, I think that's the other misconception out there is
Mhm.
people think, well, I can't be stress free, so I just have no other option. But the goal is not to be stress free. The goal is how do we support your body to be healthy even though you still have stress in your life,
Mhm.
right? That's the
Right.
more the reality of the situation.
Right. Right. And so you can deal with what comes at you. And I think a lot of the behaviors that we adopt because of stress, and I can say this because it was me, are just making it even worse. Like,
Yeah.
it's making us even less resilient to the stress that's coming our way. So,
Yeah.
and I agree. We can't, and I always say that myself, I'm not going to take your stress away, but let's talk about how better we can make your body more resilient to the stress and how we can manage that stress better, right? Like, and so when